My boat's scooting, baby, it's driving me crazy.
Romeo.
No, Romeo Rodeo.
Romeo Rodeo. Ew, what? Is it actually?
Yes, because you're boot scooting at the rodeo.
What is a Romeo Rodeo,
Or
though?
your rodeo Romeo. That would be it.
Oh, okay. We ride it on Romeo? Detour the podcast.
The show where we don't stay on track.
And you're coming along for the ride. It's episode 10.
10.
Baby's growing up.
Bring back Tane. Bring back Tane.
It's Tane.
Yes, it is me.
Yay!
Yay!
Brought back,
Wow.
summoned with the will of our decade of episodes.
Double digits, baby. It's our 10th birthday. We're 10 years old.
Years is not the equivalent of what we're counting.
Last year alone was at least 5 years.
Oh.
It's 10.
We've got our Ribena. Well,
Tane's got his
I've still
Ribena.
got mine.
mine is gone, and we're back for a brand new episode, baby. I keep rubbing my eye.
Stop that.
It's because I put on makeup today, but instead of doing the normal full face, I just, no foundation, no concealer, no anything. I just, shoved a little bit of, purple pigment on my eye, put on mascara, and left the house. But because I don't have that full coverage feel, I think I'm not wearing makeup, and I keep rubbing my eyes.
Honey, I can wear a full face of makeup and still rub my eyes. I have no control. Also, a bit of a read. You're like, I did it with my fingers today. I do nothing with brushes, ever. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, it's just, okay, in my regular makeup routine, I do everything with brushes except for, shimmer shades.
Ooh.
I don't do any,
What is Jim's shade?
The sparkly.
the sparklies.
Glitter!
Yeah.
Right.
Not,
No?
Kind of
sort of.
Sort of a shimmer.
Yeah. I do that with my
Good
fingers,
visual.
because to get the full shimmer effect, you need that pressure. You need that contact.
He's a
It's
makeup
like
artist.
moisturizing you and you glow afterwards.
Uh,
I don't know what shimmer is.
Like a slight sparkle, but it's not like glitter.
Mm.
It's like shiny.
It's like they put a bit of glitter in it.
You know when there's a car and it's got that little bit of shiny to it?
Yeah, a little bit of sparkle.
Do you know, Tane?
Sure.
How have you been, Tane?
I've been good.
What you been up to?
Not a lot.
Where have you been? Our last few recordings.
Well, as the thumbnail for this episode, you'll know.
He's been off in the forest, living out his druid fantasies, befriending the butterflies.
Yeah.
No, Tane's been a very busy boy
Yeah,
working on
busy.
theatre.
Yeah, I've been doing rehearsals.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's
after
actually using his graduation
Yeah.
and his drama degree to do acting,
theatre.
whereas the rest of us are like, time to get a 9-to-5 job.
Hey, but our 9-to-5 jobs are in the arts.
Well, yeah, that's what we got, but it's sort of adjacent to what we have graduated
It's
in.
fine,
But
you know. We can
I
later.
prefer it. I think I need a break from being on a stage, to be honest.
Yeah, I need to rest my voice.
No, that's kind of fair because I'm directing the show instead of actually. I'm in it, but
We're being
I'm not
deliberately ambiguous right now because we're gonna learn more about this show
yeah.
in a future episode that we have planned.
Because we've got to hashtag spawn it.
yeah, yeah, we gotta promote
Shameless.
it later. Yeah. But yeah, I'm directing it more than I am actually being in it.
Oh, but you're
So,
in
yeah.
it too.
Oh, I'm in it, but I'm like, I also need a break. So what can I do? Direct.
Yeah.
Wow.
It'll be fun, fresh, funky, and you'll find all out about it soon.
All
about
out
it.
about it.
I
Yay.
can't talk.
Yeah, just look out for April.
Mm.
First week of April. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Also look out for the first week of April for something else that I'm working on, project Metro Arts. Please attend the Young Artist Forum. If you are listening to this, you're probably a young emerging artist because you're like,
Or
Yes.
young.
or just young.
Between the 8th and 11th
I mean,
of April.
everyone's an artist, but
everyone can be creative.
Yeah.
8th to 11th?
8th to 11th of April at Metro Arts, we're going to be hosting some talks and workshops and showcases and an art exhibition, all the good stuff that you need to know.
I'm using the mirror that's behind you, Josh.
I'm trying to do a really serious sponsorship here.
And
and
Tane's trying to attach an earring to another earring, but he's doing woefully.
Oh no, that was bad.
Look, it's fine.
Okay.
Can you
Anyway, yes,
this
Peter.
is not what we need to be doing right now, but I'll do it. These earrings were made by my lovely roommate who is really crafty. She sculpted a tiny little teapot and a tiny little cup of tea.
We'll put it on the Instagram.
It's
Yeah.
really cute.
Yeah.
I reckon y'all should commission her to make earrings. This is the small business opportunity.
I think so.
They're really
I would
nice.
pay money for those. What were you saying, Peter?
Well, it's fine. I did it, I think. I think everyone knows what's going on.
And also look out for the 15th of May for a project that I'm working on in the Brisbane CBD.
It's really big and chunky and spectacular, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be this is your legacy, Josh.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything about it now. I won't. Just for I don't know, safety. But be in the Brisbane city on the 15th of May.
What a directive.
Yeah.
That's really vague and scary.
And have your smartphone with you.
Ooh.
I'll leave it at that.
What does that mean?
What
The
does it
mystery.
mean?
Like what we know.
Mystery Inc.
I'm sorry, do you do the whoosh noises in the actual show?
Yeah,
too?
just to give
Just
me
so
a little
Josh knows.
behind the scenes. Give me a little
relaxation.
insight.
Because I know that if I make the noise, you guys don't feel the pressure to keep on talking to
Yeah.
fill a
Alright,
gap.
let's not tell them that we're bad at this.
Well, what were you gonna say? Oh, Tane, you got stories from the Beyond Land where you've been.
The Beyond Land being KFC last night.
the drive-through was long. It was like
Long and arduous experience.
yeah, it was like a train ride. No, and Josh and I were talking about it. What did I do? I brought up something about
Yeah.
getting an order wrong or
So they were having a
Yeah.
real stressful time. I
That's
reckon it was someone being trained at the drive-through. So it was packed, like bumper to bumper.
beep beep.
Thanks, team. I actually really liked that. That was cute. Yeah, and so we placed our order at the little
The
box thingy, and we got up to the window, and this poor boy was just frantically doing stuff,
He was doing his
and
job
he was
well.
like, "Oh my gosh, okay, were you guys this order?" And he read out the complete wrong order.
And Josh was like,
And I was like,
no, that's not. We were
Tane-
this, and this.
Tane doesn't do drive-throughs.
No, I can't. When I had a car, no, I didn't do drive-thrus. I couldn't do it.
I thought you were a professional driver. You were like a pizza
No.
delivery boy. You could zoom.
No. I deliver the food. I don't order food.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, but I mean, I used to be a nervous wreck at drive-throughs.
Why is this nerve-wracking? I thought
I don't know.
wouldn't it be
It
good?
was nerve-wracking for a week for me.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm fine now because I got up to the window and I was like, oh no, actually it was this.
But anyway.
And he was fine.
Yeah, they were fine. Got the wrong order, and I think it was after we got the food, or just before we were getting up. I can't remember when I actually said this to you, but I was like, I don't understand why they have to apologize. Don't get me wrong, there are times where you should apologize, but if it's a busy night, I don't think the workers should have to apologize for sorry,
No,
it's busy.
I think they definitely should have to apologize.
Well, for
if
that
they've read
busy-
out the wrong order to you
no,
and that's not your
I'm
order.
talking about if it's busy.
Yeah, and it was busy.
Yeah.
So he should have apologized, but the point is...
understandable.
Yeah,
you
no,
can
no.
apologize and it still be fair enough, you know.
Yeah, and
but-
that's what you're getting at. You're not saying that they shouldn't apologize. You're saying that people shouldn't hold stuff against them for getting stuff
What
wrong.
I'm getting at.
Because you explained it to me and I can word it better than you.
Leave me alone.
He's trying.
No, it was getting to the point of our generation, no one working in retail and all those type of jobs would be like, don't apologize, it's fine, I understand. I will wait for my food. That's what I said to Josh. I was like, I will wait for my food. If I was in this, I'd be like, I'll wait.
Yeah,
It's
they're
fine.
providing a service
Yeah.
to you, and you feel a bit bad from the get-go. I'm sorry, I'm making you do this.
Yeah, because it was busy. I was like, we're here on a busy night, making it more busy. Sorry, we should be apologizing.
They're getting paid.
Yeah, I know, and we're paying them.
Yeah.
But You know what I mean? It's just like
And
that.
KFC is bloody
It
expensive.
was just that.
Fellas.
It was just that understanding of like, don't say sorry. Like, it's okay. I understand. It's busy.
I think we're sort of discovering the customer exchange experience. All anew. Emails. You've been sending a lot.
I have been sending a lot.
I've been sending a lot.
You've been sending a lot to me. And boy, do we have fun. We
Yeah.
make light out of the times we have to email each other.
Signing Bimini Bombulash, the casual.
Yeah. So we have at the companies we work at, Peter and I do a lot of corresponding to one another, but we are in different offices. And so we do send a lot of emails, but we have the sort of like electronically generated like signature at the bottom with the company name and your phone and email and stuff. Peter and I have started just erasing the name from that
Doing a little bit of editing.
and putting on, which is probably completely not legal at all, but it's just to you know?
Don't tell anyone that we do this.
Very funny. I got an email the other day which was signed by Bimini Bonbulash from Metro Arts.
She had something to tell you, something to say.
And then
Beast Bimini!
My favourite.
release the beast, Bimini.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Tane, you have an opinion on Drag Race,
I
don't you?
do. I love that we went from emails to Drag Race.
Yeah.
Because what?
We did too.
We are sick. Oh, okay.
I also like pronouncing Detour. I don't know
Detour.
why. It's
No,
just
don't
very
do that
British
because
vibe.
there's another podcast called The Detour Podcast
Uh-oh.
about Tour de France.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's about biking.
Oh man, our
Cycling.
competition. I wouldn't have it any other way. Lads, can we collab with the Detour podcast?
I want to. You know why? Because they make their content comes out. They release like 3 videos a day on their YouTube. They like split it into segments.
Constantly.
Literally.
My god.
I didn't realize you could talk so much just about cycling.
I suppose when you have one topic, you can.
We struggle, and we have a new bloody topic every week.
I think that's just because we're not good at this.
No,
No.
we're great at this. We just need to plan more.
But yeah, Drag Race. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna be real blunt. The UK version is so much better than the original.
I entirely agree.
When I mean that, I mean like its current seasons that are played. I don't mean
Yeah.
like in total. I mean like right now.
I wasn't a massive fan of season 1 of UK. I feel like a lot of it was skippable.
Yeah, neither, but this season of UK
This
is
season
popping
is
off.
going off.
But then again, I think so is the US season. Right?
Yeah, but you say that,
But in
and I
different
know
ways.
because
Different ways, because I like the UK version because it's just bigger and out there and campier,
It's just
right?
like-
It's real.
They're all having fun
Yeah,
while
they're
they
having
do
fun.
it.
Yeah, this was the analysis that Tane and I had
Yeah,
last night.
last
Is
night.
what the US girls focus too much on fashion and being beautiful and being fishy.
Like, yes,
But
it's
then-
a competition, but
Have a goof at
The
it.
Yeah,
UK queens
why
are
not
coming
do
out
it?
dressed
Yeah.
as bags of chips.
And also, they're all... And making it couture.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, they have that good balance. But also, I think it's like... Yeah, they have their little catfight moments for the drama of the television, but all in all, they seem to be, like, ridiculously supportive of each other. Like, whenever there is,
That
like, a
sounds
little
familiar.
little bicker, it's sort of like, oh, but it's okay, love.
You want to know something quite funny? You know this whole ordeal that's going on right now where Facebook wants news outlets to pay for their news to be on Facebook?
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
affecting arts orgs because it's
Yeah.
taking down their entire pages.
No news allowed on Facebook. The entire RuPaul's Drag Race Facebook page is gone.
Yeah, so is probably, like,
RuPaul's Drag Race is my main source
know
of
what I was
news.
saying.
World news.
yeah, entire pages are just gone.
I
Ridiculous.
guess we have to go back to TV now.
It's not that I used Facebook in the first place. Can we talk about this? Is Facebook
Yeah,
really a, like, this generation thing
No.
to use? I think
See,
it's older generations.
Twitter is-
Yeah, very much so.
Twitter is definitely the better way to get news because it has the
Yes.
trending
no,
pages.
I don't use Twitter, though.
Okay, but like in terms of like, in general, like
Yeah.
whether or not you use it, Twitter is like your best source.
Yeah.
Of news.
Gee, I didn't know.
I only
Yeah.
use Facebook for Facebook groups. I think Facebook
Yeah.
groups are the only thing keeping Facebook alive. Like planning events and promoting events and
Honestly, I
also
use it like a meme page.
yeah, like
yeah.
Yeah.
I follow
meme
a little
pages.
page with like pen and ink artists.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very cute.
it's very cute. That's where I go for all my Dead by Daylight meme content.
Very nice.
Yeah, but for like stuff like that, like that's all visual. I use Instagram.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see, I follow it 'cause it just
Instagram
makes
is
sense.
Ideal.
Facebook, I'm like, I don't know what my friends are doing. I'm sorry. I mean, I do, but I meant as in like,
Presented on Instagram, baby.
Yeah.
I just want that visual.
yeah, like don't do a
Who
status.
makes a status?
Yeah. I suppose Twitter.
Oh, Josh makes a status.
I use Twitter quite a bit.
Oh, that's
Like,
fine.
no, but that's different because it's.
Although I have,
primarily status.
I've let the Detour Twitter die. I think I need to revive it.
Why is it dead?
It was
I
never
mean-
alive.
It was,
Now
never,
that I-
it was never alive in the first place.
So if you've been following on Detour Twitter, stay tuned apparently.
So sorry.
That is where, okay, because I feel like we're being very regimented with what goes on our Instagram. I feel like Twitter is the place just to chuck the random shit that doesn't belong on Instagram.
This is true.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
want
that people get a behind the scenes. What
What
were you
did
looking
you
at?
point
Please
at?
don't point at the John Lemon thing.
That will go
They're
on the
looking
Instagram.
at my eclectic shelf of things that I didn't know where to put, and it's really quite
I
a
really
visual
love it.
experience.
We might put John Lemon on Instagram so people just know what we.
No, that's Twitter. That's Twitter worthy right
Twitter,
there.
Okay.
Look at this content that you
However,
guys.
I want the stars in the orb.
Ah,
Is that for a candle?
We used
Yeah.
that for our
we
bloody.
did.
Oh my god, back in first year, for our
Oh.
soundscape, we put a lamp in it and we turned it and there were
And
stars.
then
on
we
it.
made
that's
and you
cool.
made a frog noise.
Oh, I can't do that anymore.
What happened?
Hold on, let me try. That was not it. That was not it, honey.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, clearly not.
I'll practice for next
What
week.
happened?
I'll
Where did
practice
it
for
go?
next
Why
week.
did you lose the ability?
I just stopped practicing, I guess.
This is perfect for an audio medium.
This is like when Teresa could do those magpie noises or whatever.
the kookaburra.
Kookaburra.
Yeah. I've got a little. I don't know what it is. It's either a stubby or
A stubby
a
cooler?
sweatband.
A stubby cooler.
And
A stubby is the drink.
what?
A stubby cooler is the thing that the drink goes into.
I've always said stubby. Yeah.
Okay. I'm learning things today. Not
No,
that
no,
I
no,
know.
you're not learning. He's wrong.
No, I'm fairly certain I'm right, but alright.
Yeah, so I do have this object on my shelf, and it is John Lemon.
Can you put it on the Twitter right now, Josh?
Yeah, sure, I can tweet it right now. I'll live tweet.
Hashtag Detour the podcast.
Hashtag out now on iTunes.
Hashtag RuPaul's Drag Race.
Apparently, I know you haven't seen the next episode of UK, neither have I, but they do the Snatch game, and apparently Bimini carries the entire game.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
I'm pleased just
As
by
much
hearing
as obviously a tragedy that Joe Black got sent home, I think
Again.
it was good that
But-
Bimini was saved in the first instance.
You know what? The whole H&M drama, Joe Black expressed their concerns in an earlier part of the episode
Yeah,
when they all
specifically
decided
put in.
that. Yeah.
when they all decided they were going to
I've
wear
only
pink,
got-
and Joe said, "Oh,
I've
the
only-
only pink thing I have is this, and it's really simple, and it's really like it's just like a skirt." And all of the other girls were like, "You'll be fine.
Yeah.
It was an omen.
It's not
Yeah.
fine."
It was not fine.
I'm really enjoying, really taking in the editing choices and feeling the direction that the
Yeah.
editors have taken. Oh man, UK Drag Race, what is it about?
Sorry, we're taking a photo. Cool.
What is it about, are they just allowed to show titties on BBC? There are so many tit shots.
I guess.
Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Like, I think in the most recent episode,
Tets.
I just think I watched I haven't watched it all. But I watched the introduction, and an introduction shot is just zoomed in on a nipple.
That's Yeah.
We were watching The Chase at Hannah's last night.
Frickin' Chase.
The Chase.
With Graham.
Yeah, which one? The UK?
Really?
Both.
Excellent.
But we watched the UK version and the Australian version, and the ridiculous zoom in they do every time they introduce the chaser. And this one guy, I think he's like the Goliath or whatever they call him. When they do that zoom in silhouette shot, it looks like Scott Morrison. And I could not keep my shit together. That was the funniest thing. Anyway, I'm tweeting a picture of John Lemon now. Oh no, what do I have to do? Access is denied.
What?
Oh, I have to go into my settings and do the privacy and photos thing. Oh my
This is
gosh.
really, really great podcast content we're delivering right now.
No, people love it. I'm back.
We did miss you, Tim.
Oh, that's good to know.
If you want more of Peter and Josh, take a detour to our podcast socials at Podcast Detour on Twitter and Detour the Podcast on Instagram.
I keep losing my phone.
Oh my god. Josh also keeps losing his phone.
Okay, I
And it's not lose as in like,
just put it
You
down
lost it?
somewhere
It's
and I
just-
go
yeah.
and do something else, and then after a while I just don't remember where I put it down.
Well, usually that's what happens, and then I find it again because it's in like a logical place. Like, oh, I just put it on my table, or it's in my bed, or it fell
correct.
down, or it's in the. Nope. The other day, I had to go places, and I needed the phone because it has my wallet and stuff connected to it. I turned the entire house upside down. I looked in the kitchen, I looked downstairs, I looked outside, I looked under my bed, in all of my cupboards. I looked in the bin. I couldn't find
You
my
looked
phone.
in the bin.
You don't understand how many places I looked.
Wasn't
Joshua.
there one time that it was in the fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
same.
had mine in the fridge before.
See,
but, I don't
this
get that.
instance, it had been in the fridge for half a year, and I had purchased a new phone.
Oh.
You're joking.
No. This is the
Whoa.
degree to which is why I was thinking, like, the other day that I was planning how I was gonna, like, replace my bank card, buy a new phone.
Because it's also your wallet.
It was really dire.
Whoa.
And I would call it, and I couldn't hear anything. I looked in the bathroom, I looked in the tub, I looked in the sink, I looked in the cupboards.
Wait, so where did you find it?
Where did I find it, you ask?
Yes.
I eventually called it, and I heard a buzzing.
Bzz, bzz.
It was on silent, but I heard the buzz. It sounded like it was in the wall.
What?
So I was like,
Like a
what?
horror
maybe
film.
maybe it's like in the laundry. So I went around in the laundry. No, it was quieter there. So I went back into the bathroom, and I look up, and sitting
Don't tell me it's on
on
the
top
ceiling.
of the towel railing, which is like significant. I have to go on my tippy toes to reach up there.
Okay, so it's at like my
So you've
eye
Yeah.
height.
like gone up there, put your phone down.
Why did I
Got
put
that
it
down?
there? Why did I put it there?
I just.
Oh, it was a dilemma, Josh. I guess it's not as bad as the fridge because at least I found it within the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fridge one, it had ended up in like a medicine, like a chemist bag, and we just hadn't needed that particular medicine for a really long time. And then I needed the medicine, and I found my phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: get sick.
Get sick.
Ay, gee whizzikers. So yeah, I think I beat you all on the phone front.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well.
Tane's the most reliable for sure when it comes to
My devices and my
his
belongings.
devices.
Yeah, like I'm like, where is it? It has to be here. It has to be like
Except
this.
for last week when Peter and I came to
Yeah.
record Detour the podcast, and Tane had
honest
put
mistake.
the wrong cord in the box with the microphone. So Peter and I spent half an hour trying to figure out how to get this cord connected to the microphone, and it was the wrong one.
Kira Kewen, the love of my life. I can talk about her for years. I don't know whether she'll ever be a guest on this podcast, but she's welcome. She's so welcome.
She's so welcome.
If she's listening right now,
But even
you're
if
welcome.
if she doesn't want to be a guest on the podcast, she's so welcome to just come and sit in the corner every time we record.
Oh, that will really bring a good energy, because I've discussed this with, I don't know whether I discussed it with you, but I discussed it with Lachlan. We think that Kira is the main character.
I've seen a lot of this main character business going around. It's all over TikTok and
Is
Twitter.
it?
People going, what I would wear if I was the main character.
No,
Or
but
what-
genuinely. Well, I'm not aware of this TikTok trend. I don't know where it's come from. But I think that Kira is the main character.
Of what?
Life, everything.
We're the
This
side
universe.
Just...
I'm gonna think positive and be like, we're all the main character.
No, sometimes I'm definitely the support. I know. I know.
In what instance?
When every time I go to work with Beck, and Beck is serving it, honey. Beck's fashion, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mwah, gorgeous. Hasn't repeated a single item of clothing yet, and she comes into work always looking so splendid. I'm like, Beck is the main character.
You'll follow bow tie and what's her
Bow tie
Insta?
and chain.
Bow tie and chain
Yeah.
for really good fashion content.
She's dead set the most delightful person you can ever meet.
My mother. Please don't be offended, mate.
We were okay. So at work we do Tidy Tuesdays where we look dapper but nothing too fancy, and then we do midweek makeup where we pull out our most glam makeup look possible for work, and then Thursdays are we don't have a fancy name for it yet, but Thursdays are our we just wear pants, t-shirt, and a jumper. After midweek makeup, the day after we just sleep in a bit more and we'll just show up looking slightly drab. Because,
Drab's a good one.
you know, we're reaching the end of the week. I, living at Petrie, am quite accustomed to gay slander coming
no.
from trains and...
From trains themselves?
Wow. No, just people at Petrie are disgusting sometimes. Anyway, I was walking through Fortitude Valley to work. Fortitude Valley being probably the most queer place in Brisbane.
Day or night time, depends.
And it was midweek makeup, so I was glam, Beck was glam, we were walking to work together. We crossed this man at a street crossing, and he just threw some slander at me, and kept on walking. And I swear Beck would have turned around and fought him given the chance. I felt very comfortable in that moment because Beck was there with me.
You knew you
and
had
it was
a bodyguard.
damn, I feel secure with you, Beck. Stay tuned for a future episode with Beck in it. Wow!
It's time for the literature section. I have new literature.
No.
I saw this book in a bookstore in West End. I haven't seen it anywhere else. But I got real excited when I peeped the spine. It had in big old letters, Paolini.
And you know.
And I have those words ingrained into my mind. Christopher Paolini's Aragon series was the first book series that I properly read all the way through as a baby boy. Yeah. And
As fans from episode 5 might remember,
oh man,
Peter's love for Christopher Paolini
knows no
is
bounds.
real.
So when I saw he'd written another novel,
And that's a chonker.
yeah, it is thick. I could
That
knock
is a
someone
big
out
That's
with
bigger
this.
than a Stephen King.
Well, I think he's sort of done the thing where he's written an entire series but put it into one book.
Yes.
Yeah. It's apparently an adult novel rather than a young adult novel, as the Aragon series was. I
How
think he's-
adult?
But the thing is...
I'll tell you how adult.
Okay.
Every now and then there
word-
will be a single sentence and it says, they made love.
Oh, adult.
It's
Love
really
that.
cute
Are
and
there any
wholesome.
swears?
No, not at all.
Oh, boring.
Is this
There-
adult or just
yeah.
teen?
Because we have talked about... I don't know if your sense in books is the same as your sense in cartoons. Because I know you love cartoons, but you do not mess with adult cartoons.
I have a big opinion on adult cartoons that will sort of make people mad, because I know people do enjoy them, but I just feel like the shock factor that they get from, like, this is a gory thing, or an adult thing, or an inappropriate thing, but it's a cartoon, so therefore laugh. That feels like
It's kind of like
sometimes all there is.
the only thing you're laughing at isn't even the joke. It's just the fact that
it's
is
presented
animated.
in a medium that is traditionally for children.
And so they sort of cheat, don't they? It's like, because this looks like a cartoon, it's innately funny. Whereas if that was a live action or just any other kind of presentation, it wouldn't be funny in the slightest, because it's been heard a million times before.
And the reason it makes me mad is because there is so much potential for animation as a medium to be something that is like artistically fulfilling and beautiful and something that adults could enjoy. And obviously,
targeted for
we
adults.
can see that in some children's targeted cartoons and stuff. But what if you took that? What if you took that with the same respect and like gave it that really reverence?
I agree, and I feel like the one.
No, I'm with you 100%.
There are a few adult cartoons that I enjoy. Most of the time, I share your opinion. I hate Archer and Futurama, and I'm not even that into Big Mouth. I don't like Big Mouth. No, I don't like it at all. I watched season 1, didn't continue.
This is going to be a really unpopular opinion. I know many people like these shows, and I know there's reasons why they like these shows, but it's just like, when you take into account what could be, it's a shame that this is what happens.
Yeah, but there are some I like. I grew up watching The Simpsons. I will still stand by The Simpsons.
I'll tell you this, I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons when I was little, for the sole reason that Homer choked out Bart. And when
That
I
is a
look
bit
at
much.
it these days, I'm like, is it really worth it? Is that a funny joke? I don't think so. No.
I never watched Futurama. Didn't like Futurama. I do like Disenchantment. Or is it Disenchanted? I don't know. I always get the name mixed up. Disenchantment or Disenchanted. Either way, I think that is adult humour done well in cartoon form.
There you go.
Yeah, because it's not as like as you mentioned before, like very like exposed and raunchy. It's actually
It's just
just
smart.
there for
it's
the
actually
shock.
it's actually got adult-esque.
Especially the little
Things of
2D
humans, you know
devil
what
guy.
I love Lucy.
Yeah.
I am Lucy. I just like them. Yeah.
But I think it's still kind of... I've only watched one episode of it, and I know that it probably is like real good. But
Yeah, it
like,
you do have to get
the
into it.
thing... The part that I watched, it was like, just a bit of gore happened.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not that you can't do gore, but don't make it the joke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get
Just
that.
solely. Yeah.
But your experience with adult novels
Adult
so
novels
far?
So far, well, it is weird to put a label like... I mean, what makes it an adult novel?
Just the fact that children wouldn't understand half the content in it, I reckon.
I guess.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe
Well,
it's
I'm
just
only a
like
little
the
vague.
level of understanding that goes into it and the level of dedication, because that's more than 1,000 pages.
But if you chuck all the Aragon series together, and honestly, like most young adult series, there are like 6 books in every freaking cycle about
This
like
is why I stopped
dementia, the Ravenclaw, or whatever her name is. That was a reference to something. But this book so far, I've had some thoughts. Like, obviously I like Christopher Paolini's writing because of just the nostalgia. I'm having moments with this book where I'm like, I'm not sure about that. But overall, really cool ideas. I like sci-fi, so that's just going for me. And it is thickly sci-fi.
Or sickly thigh-fi, if you prefer.
There was, I won't spoil it because it's like, lol, but there was like this character that was there, and I'm just not a fan of romance in general, but it was just so obvious that that character was there just to give the main character sort of like an emotional connection to make the tragedy happen when it happened.
Ew.
I don't want to give a really hard, like, criticism of it though, because I'm only like really short in. But like
yes, like
thick novel.
a 17th of the way in.
Yeah, but all in all, other than that one thing, I'm a bit critical of romantic things happening. Critical. Do you guys like rom-coms?
I don't mind it.
Sometimes.
It depends who's cast in it. Ooh.
Whoa. What's that about?
I don't know. It's just some actors get on my nerves when they do rom-com-y things. I don't know what that means, Josh. What does that mean?
I know what that means. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. That's the thing.
I don't think you need to explain it. Everyone has preferences for what actors are in what films. Yeah.
But rom-coms as a genre, do we need them?
Why does love have to be funny? Or is it the, yeah. I don't know.
Josh,
That's just the genre, baby.
Oh,
I
darling.
don't get it.
Why does love have to be funny?
Because
Why
no
make it
one
a
just
joke?
wants to watch a romance movie. You need comedy, otherwise it's not fun for all the single people.
Yeah, true. But why not just make it a comedy without the romance?
I don't know.
I think
Sometimes
I don't know,
it's
comedies-
cute.
What's with the? I don't know. I sometimes I do watch some rom-coms and
I watch Love Actually every year. But I've still never seen The Grinch, because my brother watched it all the time and I just hated it.
I have a good Love Actually story. My mum was real keen on showing us Love Actually. She was like, you guys have to see it. It's like iconic. You need to
My mum
witness
watches
this
it
with
every
your
year.
eyes. And my dad was like, are you sure? Do you know what's in it? And so we put Love Actually on in my grandma's living room on Christmas with my grandmother there and my grandfather there and me and my little brother. And we were watching Love Actually.
Out come the titties.
Out they come. Oh dear. And my mother was like, I don't remember this part being here.
I remember it
You were
being
not in
there, but
control.
it's not the part of the film I choose to remember.
But, you know, unfortunate to watch with the family.
Shall we do literature section?
Oh yeah, I got a bit distracted there, didn't I? I put the book down.
I'm just...
I got real passionate about
Yeah.
animations. This is literature. This is the blurb of To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, which really tickled me jimmies. I really enjoyed
We love a cosmic themed name.
that title. During a routine survey mission on an uncolonized planet, Kira,
Hey.
The
what
main
did I
character.
say? Finds an alien relic. At first she's delighted, but elation turns to terror when the ancient dust around her begins to move. As war erupts among the stars, Kira is launched into a galaxy-spanning odyssey of discovery and transformation. First contact isn't at all what she imagined, and events push her to the very limits of what it means to be human. While Kira faces her own horrors, Earth and its colonies stand upon the brink of annihilation. Now Kira might be humanity's greatest and final hope. To me that sounds a lot like a young adult novel.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, you like that?
I want to read that.
I told you. I read this and I was like, that's mine.
But I don't think I'd
enjoying
ever
it.
bloody finish it.
Well, it's sort of like a casual thing. You know, whenever I have a night, I'll read a little before I
Yeah.
go to bed. Very nice, very
Yeah.
pleasant. You know, I put on a Spotify playlist called Space Instrumentals.
I love that.
Yeah, it gets me in the mood. I'm listening to like Jupiter.
On a night before I have to go to work, I go to bed earlier than Tane. Because Tane usually plays music on the speaker when he gets into the bedroom.
Space
But-
Sounds.
Space
Yeah.
Nice.
I usually put my Switch up on the TV and I play some lo-fi video game beats. And I just go to sleep to some lo-fi video game beats.
That's real nice.
Mm.
Look, which video games?
It's a mix of Zelda, Undertale, there's some like Splatoon, Mario, all the
Splatoon.
Nintendo-y kind of things
Yeah.
as well.
They
Yeah.
got good soundtracks. Man, you ever think about how many art forms are employed in the making of a video game?
A lot.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I actually watch a lot of YouTube videos about it. And stuff like that.
I love a good video essay, me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, mama.
Oh man, yeah. So that is Christopher That is Christopher Paolini's "To Sleep in a Sea of Stars."
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
Another successful literature
I don't
section.
know whether I can recommend it yet because I'm not far enough in.
But it sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool. And it's thick. It's a dedication. I mean, I think that's a good idea. What am I saying?
No idea.
That's good.
Thank you for joining us on episode 12. 12?
Not quite.
Not
Thank
there
you
yet.
for joining us on episode 10.
10.
Numero 10.
Yeah. Numero 10.
With Tano.
Tenno with Tano.
Tano at the helm.
Yeah.
Manager Tane is back in business, which means apparently will be really good. I mean, you've always been in business. You've been doing lovely promotion for us
Yes.
on our Instagram. Follow us at Detour the Podcast on Instagram. Someone stop me.
Okay, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.